Chapter 17 Scramble. F was brought back to the airfield and patched up. Her fuel lines had been damaged. It was Ray who had been shot down but was recovered safely from the water and brought back the next day. No big losses. While F was being repaired, he went to see Eleanor. He kissed her, held her tight. "I'm okay, darling. I'll always try and let you know I'm safe when we return. But I might not be able to sometimes. I'll see if I can get Tim to let me know. He'll know, right?" "Yeah, he'll know." He didn't have much time, but they had a few more moments to hold on to each other. Then they were back on readiness, sitting on the grass, dressed to go. The radar picked up large groups of planes inbound over the channel. The phone shrilled. The bell. Scramble. 12 pilots were running for their Spitfires. 12 Rolls-Royce Merlin engines spitting fire as they jumped to life in fine pitch, straining the fighters forward like thoroughbreds at the starting gate, racing against time. Somewhere in the dim sky, the bombers and escorting fighters were coming in. 60 bandits, patrol, Angels 15. Garbled phrases echo in Danny's ears. 12 moth-like planes rose on the headwind, the engines roaring. That inevitable moment of joy rises in Danny. He would never grow out of it, he thought. The sheer beauty of it had him in thrall. Yet, 60 bandits. As ever, Kay Kathleen lay steady at his right wingtip. After the previous mission and Johnny's confirmed kills, he had a green shamrock painted on the fuselage. "She's a lucky lass, she is." He was grinning at Danny, his oxygen mask not yet on, made a cutthroat motion across his throat. Danny laughed. "Go get 'em, mad Irishman," he mouthed to Johnny. They were climbing steadily, Angels 15. At 15,000 feet, 60 German planes were flying somewhere just ahead. Oxygen on. Fred's voice crackled in. "Bandits, 2 o'clock. Still higher than us. The distant black specks turned to sunlight glinting off wings, to aircraft, to bombers with black and white crosses painted on them. Fred's voice. "We go in for contact. Watch for fighters. They are here somewhere." "There they are, coming in from behind. Break, break!" On the other end of the V formation, jet black Spitfire put her nose down, glycol and black smoke marking her trail to the earth. But no one had time to watch. The Bf-109s had swept up on them, and the formation broke up into a chaotic fight. "Danny, break, 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 man!" A quick glance, yellow spinner behind. Bf-109, break! Down, down, down. Something jerked at his wing. His Spitfire flicked into a spin, nose down, Geese sucking him into a whirlpool. The earth was a revolving green disk. His Spitfire's nose, with a high cowling, bore down towards the center of it. "Get her out. The 109's gone. Get her out of it." At 2,000 feet, he kicked her out of the spin, dizzy and sick, his nose streaming blood. He pulled up. The fight was in the distance now and high above him. The vapor trails, strange writing in the sky. He climbed back up, checked that everything was still responding. He looped wide, climbed. There were hurricanes harassing the bombers, and he saw a bomber hit the earth in a massive black smoke explosion. The Spitfire was on a 109's tail like a determined dog. A second 109 came screaming and shooting down at the Spitfire. Danny rolled into position, steadied his aim on the base of the wing. Burst, another burst. Steadied, pulled up a bit and shot again. It hit, flamed, and then there was a blinding explosion. No parachute. He broke sharply away, checked his fuel. Time to head for home. 3 Spitfires already back. Kathleen. Oil-streaked shamrock holes through the cockpit. "Danny, you stupid son of a bitch. I thought he got you." He punched Danny in the shoulder, his black hair damp and standing on end, laughing happily. Danny grinned, clapped him on the back. Johnny was practically bouncing. We saw you going down in a spin, and then I got the one who I thought nabbed you. Got hit by his oil blowing all over the place, and then his mate and I had a fine dance. None of us could get a shot on the other, but we must have run halfway back to France doing it. Then I ran low on fuel and shook him off to come home. I really thought they got you. I got her out of the spin at 2,000 feet, made my way back carefully, dangled a bit more, and then I came back. I'm okay. Sure you are, and you look it too. At least wipe your nose, you're dripping blood everywhere. He took a handkerchief from Johnny, saw his hand shake, and then realized his own wasn't doing any better. Thanks. Oh, and I got a 109. Oh, baby, we'll make a fighter pilot out of you yet. The two other airmen joined in, Ray White and Murphy McBride. They stood watching for the others. The roar of Merlin engines approached. 3 more Spitfires came in a steady drip. 7 men back. Fred Whitaker phoned. His plane was shot up. He had managed a belly landing in a field. He'd be back. 8 men. Teddy Rossendale came in. He had run out of fuel, landed on another base, refueled and come back. 9 men. The Erks were riveting patches over the holes in Kathleen. Tim called out, "Hey Johnny, come look at this." He was kneeling on top of Kathleen. "This one missed you with about 1.5 inches." He pointed. There was a bullet stuck that had passed through the cockpit from right to left and just about spent, stuck in the acrylic plastic canopy. Johnny grinned. "Take it out and keep it for me, please. I want it made into something." By nightfall they knew. Jet Black and Lloyd Thomas were gone. Charles Price was in hospital, his hands terribly burned when he crashed. His gloves were still lying on the table where he forgot them when the bell rang.